Hi everyone, my name is Pragna Nidumolu, and I am the founder of EcoTeens, an initiative that helps raise awareness of climate change and how teens can come together across the globe to do their part in making this world a better place for them and future generations to live in. As a part of EcoTeens, we launched a podcast called The Green Stories to bring diverse perspectives on sustainability and what we all can do as global citizens to address climate change. Today, we have a very special guest in this episode, Monica. Monica is an experienced program officer with a background in environmental science from Trichandra Multiple Campus. Her skills encompass event management, curriculum design, training, social inclusion, and environmental services. She is proficient in Microsoft PowerPoint and team workshops, and she brings a holistic approach to program management. With a strong commitment to community and social services, she contributes to sustainable environmental practices, making her a valuable profession in this field. Thank you for joining us today. Jumping right into the questions. First, can you share your journey into the environmental services industry and what drew you to this field?
So basically, I studied environment science in my master's degree. And during my study period, like I was not much aware like how what I am studying and what I should be doing, like being from this background. Like during the throughout the year, I just studied that for to get a degree and get a like good job, but I was not aware like how like critical the situation is, how the climate crisis is approaching. And it was like when I got to know, it was like very shocking, and I was like very much upset about the humans, basically because we have made it like extremely vulnerable for the communities and like the biodiversity. So back in 2018, I got after my basically after my graduation, I got to like engage in a workshop session organized by Himalayan Climate Initiative, where I got to know more about sustainable development goals. The workshop like collectively had like multiple aspects connected together, and they had it was not only based on theoretical knowledge, but it had something that could we could achieve practically. We could maybe make vermicompost and stuff like that. So it had like it gave me this chance to do something on hand on ground. So that day like was like life changing for me. I got to know, like I was just studying all this stuff but not actually knowing what this collectively has. So after that, like I volunteered to multiple organizations working on environmental sustainability and climate change. I volunteered for like it's been around 5 years that I've been actively working on environment education and climate advocacy. So previously I've been mostly focused on educating students because like what I believe is the training that was extremely influencing, extremely life changing for me. So I thought that like we can educate, because in Nepal mostly the education is limited only on theoretical knowledge, and they only focus on getting high score and high marks and top the school or college, but not focused on practical knowledge. And then after I volunteered in multiple youth-led organization, I got chance to engage in multiple campaigns. There were no straw in my drink campaign, where I volunteered. It was around 2018 2019 where we like reached out to multiple restaurants here in Kathmandu, and we asked them to switch to sustainable options, more environment friendly options, and avoid single use plastics. So that's one of the campaigns that helped me to communicate with people how we can have their behavior change, because from my journey, like I have seen that like people's behavior is very difficult to change because they have one habit, then it is very difficult to shift to something else. But that campaign helped me reach out, like we totally reached out more than 3 to 400 restaurants, which actually switched to maybe paper straws or like metal straws, you basically your reusable straws. And it was like it made me realize that I have some power to influence people, and I can, like, if I dedicatedly work and have a good belief, then it is possible. And after that we also I also engaged in Save Nijgarh campaign. It is one of the campaign where we as a youth collectively, where we were protesting against a development project. It was based on Nijgarh. It is like big forest with lakhs of native trees and biodiversity. So we also protested on the streets to protect that forest. So that's also something that helped me know more about biodiversity protection and stuff. So multiple campaigns like that. And after that, like, I got chance to engage with school students from a project called Project Based Learning, and I got chance to work as a program officer at Center for Environment Education, Nepal. And from that project, what I got to know is, like, we had to develop a certain curriculum. It was not based on regular classes that students get in the school, but we had to design something that was like actively engaging to the students. Also, it connected climate change and environment education in certain way, maybe by linking it with food and agriculture, maybe by linking it with biodiversity protection. We had like somewhere we wanted to educate people and mostly students about how climate change is approaching and how they can actively identify solutions for such problems, maybe upcoming problems. So like since 2019 I have been working with schools, and I'm still working with few schools, not a lot right now at the moment, but few schools still working to develop such projects. And in this project, what we have got as a solution so far is, like, students have developed this critical thinking skills. Since we wanted them to develop a project that brings a solution from one specific problem in their community, maybe zero waste. They have been doing recycling projects in school. They have been doing social media campaigning, hashtags, by using hashtags in school. So there are project works that they have been giving the solutions, maybe in one specific target group, maybe in the community, maybe in the school itself, maybe with the parents. They have been actively developing projects. And recently we also did a second-hand cloth donation, thrift donation to exchange program. Recently we finished that. So yeah, that's what like I am doing with the students. And also, apart from that, I have been working as a board member, and right now I'm advisor at Climates Nepal. It is also a youth led organization. And like, through Climates Nepal, I got chance to participate in high level negotiations, engage into UNFCCC's policy making sessions. I also got chance to attend COP27 in Egypt, where I got to know more about in detail about how the negotiations can be, and how we can actively participate in negotiations, and how we can contribute our demands, our point of view in such negotiations, so that it is more inclusive. So also, like, we have been doing capacity building trainings and sessions for youth here in Nepal. The through Climates Nepal, we specifically focus on youth. And usually in context of Nepal, like whatever campaigns that we do, it is limited to one specific area. So my objective so far is that we reach out to multiple regions of Nepal itself, because we don't want to limit it to one specific area, because the climate change is more impacting to the people who are close to nature, and all the indigenous communities in the rural part, they are not much aware about what's happening, and what is the main cause behind this. So yeah, so far, like whatever I'm trying to do is to aware and educate, and to develop, to find the solution, identify the solution in their community itself. And also, like I like to add, like I got chance to work in a project which is mostly focused in rural part of Nepal, which is in Sindhupalchok. So this concept, what we developed to in Sindhupalchok, was the same as the project based learning, but it focused to the teachers. So we also developed the teachers training there, so that they also can develop community based projects. So we had like a 2 year long project where I got chance to visit this community, and I got to know so many stories there, because being like, I'm basically a city girl, I have never been to like actively living in a rural part. And when I got there, like the stories were so inspiring, and at the same time it was very fearful. You like, I got to hear that the students were not able to go to school because they were the roads were blocked due to landslide. And there was one school which was really near the river, and it had to shut down 3 months, just because during the monsoon season, just because the flood affects the infrastructure of schools. So it was very devastating, because in city area, like this 3 months, it's like there is no holiday, and the right to education, it is affecting the students in rural areas, which they should be more aware about these situations. So there were like extremely new stories that I got to know. And like since then, like after listening to the stories, since then I decided that I have to actively focus on rural areas. And
That's
also now,
amazing.
like
That's amazing.
rural areas. Now, like I have been working in rural areas mostly, and my focus is towards the rural areas, because um, what I feel is the emergency is there.
Right.
And
I see that. Yeah.
all our projects that I've been working now is more focused and more priority to the rural part of Nepal. So yeah, that's so
Yeah.
far that I try to cover.
That's amazing. Wow, you've done a lot. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
thank you. Yeah, it's
So,
I don't think it's a lot, but it's something that I try to achieve.
mhm, that's great. So, what advice would you give to someone who's aspiring to pursue a career that's similar to yours in the environmental services industry?
So one suggestion that I would like to give, mostly like people who are like interested to engage in this field, is that never give up, because I have had like setbacks so many times. Like during the campaigns that I mentioned, it was the initial stage of my journey to climate advocacy. And there is multiple times where you are being told, as you are against development, or you are against progress, because we want to protect the environment. And people, it is very difficult some at times to make people aware about what our vision, like what we are actually wanting to achieve. The people might not understand, and I had multiple setbacks, because I was not achieving the results that I was expecting. After so long of hard work and dedication, a lot of youth coming together to protest and make people aware about the situation,
Right.
we had to go through a lot of setbacks. But like like what you can do is you can connect to multiple other maybe youth who are actively engaged and be support to each other. Because like at times I thought like I'll just give up this career and shift to something else because it was so frustrating at times. But yeah, I think like if you're passionate enough, and if you don't give up your passion, maybe you will achieve the change that you are expecting. So yeah, that's the suggestion that I try to give to every young individual who is like actively working in climate change.
That's amazing. Thank you. I need that advice as well because I'm aspiring to go into business and then help in something sustainability because it's such a big issue and we all need to work on it together. So, thank you for that advice and thank you so much for joining me today in this conversation.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
It
Thank
was
you
a
for
pleasure.
inviting me.
Of course, it was a pleasure talking to you. See you in the next one.